So before we get into it, I told you guys that the next video was going to be, I wanted to do Amanda's Coach's Corner. I'm waiting for footage from SPD, so I can't put that together yet. I'm going to get this video out, then I'm going to do my Coach's Corner. I might do another informative video if I have to buy time, and then Amanda's. Or I might just pull her numbers from the stream and do it that way. Um, I really appreciate all the support I've been getting on the Coach's Corners. Those are fun for me to do. It also kind of gives you guys a little bit of insight. And I'm going to get back to doing a little bit more informative stuff on here. I'm going to go into my training split, some pros and cons about the way that I'm doing things at the moment, and we're going to kind of talk about Arnold training and stuff like that. But for right now, I'm going to go back to talking about the Nationals total. What is going on, guys? Joey Franzel here with Flex Training Systems. Today we're going to be talking about the new qualifying totals for Raw Nationals. Why am I making a video about qualifying totals for Raw Nationals? Because they have increased quite a lot. I am seeing upwards of 70% of participants that made this last Nationals being wiped out of existence, right? Just completely gone. Just quite a huge jump here on these qualifying totals. You can see them up in front of you. I have a bunch of notes in front of me. The purpose of this video is to kind of go over it, talk about kind of what does this mean, maybe provide some perspective, and perhaps even help you find out something about yourself that you didn't already know. So getting right into the video, as you guys can see on screen, big jumps here in qualifying totals. I think the 120s had a 70 kilo increase. Just I don't even remember them. I don't even remember. I think when I tried to make the Arnold back in 2015, I had to hit something similar to what you guys are seeing here. And now this is like what you need to get into nationals. And interestingly, and some of the lower junior classes and stuff, you will have qualified for this coming Arnold, but you are technically not qualified for nationals yet. That is how much these qualifying totals have increased. I've even had people message me and tell me that in their country, our qualifying totals are higher than what you need to do their worlds. That is kind of crazy when you think about it, and also kind of shows you the depth in the United States. I took a poll in my story asking you guys what you guys thought of this. I had about 1,000 votes, 1,000 people participated, and it was like 80-20, right? So 80% of people said that they liked the new qualifying totals. The other 20% said that they did not like the qualifying totals. I'm starting to feel like, that is just people's initial reaction. Maybe in the beginning, they're just very like sad about the whole thing. Like, fuck, I can't do nationals now. This really sucks. Da 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 da. When in reality, after kind of seeing what people think about it, there's some interesting perspectives that'll come out, and hopefully I can get to share some of those at the end of this. I also have Tim Thibodeau. You guys know Tim. I told him that it would be very interesting if we could take all the people that did nationals, and so we have everybody that did nationals in every category that you guys see here, and then use this qualifying total and find out what percentage of people would not have made nationals if we were just to use this nationals as a kind of base, or use the data from nationals. And I know for the 63 kg women's class, I just had randomly asked him for that off the top of my head, and he told me, 65% of women in that class in the open, they're out. That's nuts to me. Some of the other numbers, it averages around somewhere between 50 to upwards, like I said, upwards of 70% of people that are just, they can't do nationals anymore unless you get stronger. That's going to kind of take me into some of my notes here. So in anything that I've ever done, whether it's, you guys remember when I used to play cards, anything in gaming, anything when I ran track, when I threw shot put in high school, anything that we did in terms of, playing football, individual rankings or national rankings and things like that, to be all American, right? It's hard. It's really hard. It is not an easy thing to do, and it's definitely not a thing that includes everyone, right? I think nationals should be. I think nationals should display the best lifters in the nation, right? Um, these are the way they have it now is some of the best lifters in the nation. Obviously prime time. I would say you could make it like 3 flights, and then that'll just be, that could be the best lifters in the nation. But at the end of the day, it's up to the federation what they want nationals to kind of look like. Um, it is. You should not be able to look up meet results. This is from Tina, by the way. You should not be able to look up meet results and see over 1,300 people participate in a national competition. When my mom asks me, about nationals and says something like, "Oh, there's a lot of people doing it." Yeah, I agree, mom. That's kind of weird. There's a lot of fucking people doing nationals, right? 1,300. Part of that has to do with we have so many different categories. If nationals was like literally only the open, I mean that would be different. I know that I think at Worlds they're gonna start to split it, so like juniors and teens are gonna be at one meet, masters are gonna be another meet, and the open's gonna be at their own meet. I think I could be wrong. I just remember hearing something about that, which I feel like in Equip they do something similar. I mean, we already have collegiate nationals, right? But that's even bigger than nationals. So looking at this here, it's kind of low key like embarrassing that there's just so many people get in. Um, if everyone can do nationals, then like why is it special, right? Just because you can make it to worlds, I guess. And this you shouldn't really be able to come into powerlifting like you're a new person, you've never done any lifting. You do one powerlifting meet and you automatically qualify for nationals, right? I mean, obviously, there's going to be genetic freaks. There's going to be people that are just like, they're going to just be better than you at lifting. That's just how it is. That's how life is. There's always going to be people better than. There's fucking 15-year-old kids playing Fortnite that started playing games when they're 6 years old, and they just are genetically, like, they just have that fast twitch in their brain, and they're just going to be better than you at it. That's why people don't want to deal with that, right? It's the same thing in lifting. Some people are just genetically predisposed to put on muscle better, to have better leverages when it comes to lifting heavy weight, and they're gonna do one meet and they're gonna qualify, and that's just the way it is. You can't really be mad at like light. That'd be like get mad that the sun comes up every day. Get mad that fucking we have to breathe oxygen. You know what I mean? You can't change it. There's nothing you can really do about it. There's gonna be people that put in minimal effort and they're just 10 times better than you. You know what I mean? And that's just how it is. But for like most people, you're gonna have to start to take things a little bit more seriously if you want to do nationals now. You gotta pay attention to your sleep, pay attention to your food, pay attention to your protein. Make sure you're timing your carbs around, either you're eating a big meal at night and you're waking up training fasted, or you're, having carbs right before you go in if it's midday or something like that. You're doing what you need to do in order to be able to perform in the gym, and just making sure that, you're not the little things that people didn't really pay attention to. If you don't start paying attention to them and you're somebody that has just kind of casually been doing powerlifting, you're not going to be able to participate in something like nationals now. I think it'll make it a lot more meaningful, if people can rise to the occasion and actually make it into nationals. Which I think, I for a lot of people when they make the Arnold, that is their thing. They're so happy when they finally make the Arnold. I had someone comment that they had made the qualifying total the previous Sunday by 5 kilos, and now they're 120 pounds under what they need to make it. I think it was a 74 kg class. I mean, I can imagine the roller coaster of emotions you went through, but at the end of the day, I think all of this is for the better. Like just getting into like some practical like things you're gonna experience at the meets. There's gonna be less people in the warm ups. I think it was Saturday. I remember coming down from the room to handle Mikey and Amanda, and the 72 kg women, I believe, were not finished yet. And there were so many girls back there. There were so many people back there. We were warming up. We literally had caution tape blocking off 2 platforms so primetime could even warm up. And there was just people everywhere. There was insane amounts of people everywhere, and it was, I think it was the 74 and the 84, 72 and the 84 women. It was just so many people back there. I don't think at a national meet we should have to deal with that. People were losing stuff. People were stepping on other people. It was insane. It was just absolutely insane. And I had been there for the earlier sessions where there's like typically the highest number of men. I don't know if it was just the way that they structured the weight classes, but regardless, you should never have. You have like 25 racks back there. You have like 20 racks back there, whatever, and they're just all taken up, and people are still waiting. That should not ever happen. So this is clearly going to help with that. I mean, obviously it depends how many days we have. But that is just. I think. I mean, that I know that the people running nationals are doing the best that they can. Maybe when they made these qualifying totals, they didn't anticipate the turnout. They didn't anticipate the sport to kind of grow and explode like it is. So it's a good sign. But at the same time, we've got to raise the standards, and I think eventually people will. I think with these qualifying totals, maybe one day we can have another 1,000-person nationals. But I would imagine these are going to keep going up. I don't know how many years they're going to keep this. you know, you can't take shit for granted. You gotta, if you guys are like right on the line or you got some work to do, you gotta work. You gotta work towards it. You can't. You gotta just decide what you want at the end of the day. You know what I mean? People are saying, oh, they're going to make less money. Well, they're also not going to spend as much money because you don't have to compensate, people for hotels and, buy food for spotters and loaders. And I'm not sure exactly how they do it all, but I know that there is some form of compensation. And, also you're working these spotters and loaders, and there's only like so many high level referees and jury members and things like that. So, you know, you're working them really hard. Like every day, it was the same people there judging. It was the same people at prime time, and because you need a certain level of judge to be there, and I think it's just very very hectic when you have. I mean, they get tired. Maybe they get a little frustrated. You know what I mean? Maybe they're not paying attention on calls as much. I mean, you just don't want to overwork the people that the lifters really counting on to kind of be there. Um, you know, Shout out to spotters and loaders that were just like busting ass all day. It was like a marathon for those people. So it's definitely going to help out in that regard. If everybody does a little bit, then everybody, can make everything run smoothly and it's all good. But if it's just like the same people working all of it, that's going to wear them down. So definitely a positive there. Um, Someone had brought up, hey, well, if they reduce the number of participants and less people are going to watch, uh, I mean, yeah, sure, you may have a good amount of people not showing up, but there's still going to be enough people to fill up the room. I mean, the room wasn't even that big anyway. Also, people come to nationals just to watch. I don't think people that are true fans of the sport, they're going to come, they're going to watch, they're going to chill. Some people don't even like competing, they just want to come chill. Um, and those people are still going to be there. I don't even think that's that big of a deal. I mean, there's a live stream. People are still going to watch the live stream. Those lifters with social media are going to promote it and people are going to watch it. And those are always historically the most viewed sessions. So there's always that. Just going over my notes real quick to make sure I'm not missing less people in the warm-ups, less stress overall on the lifters and everyone. We already went over that. Yeah, making nationals should feel special. People will still come to Nats. We already went over that. This gives more value to regional meets. I'm not really sure how much that monetarily benefits the federation or if they even care about that. But it gives more value to regional meets. I mean, regionals is kind of a gateway. If you're super far away from this, you might want to do regionals. They give you I guess they add like kgs to your total hypothetically that gets you into nationals. So let's say for 63 kg women, you total 350 kg. They're gonna give you a buffer of 50 keys, and that's gonna get you in if you win regionals. Or I think it might be top 3 at regionals. Sorry about that. I had to take a sip of my drink real quick. Yeah, gives more value to regionals, so that could be a way in. I will say though, if I couldn't make the qualifying total like everybody else and I got in due to like some like kind of a loophole thing, I wouldn't feel right being there. That's just me though. That's me personally. At the end of the day, it's up to them. It's up to you as a person. If that's how you want to get in, if you just want to get to the meet, that's the way that you can get in, right? Um, I kind of if people that are super bummed and pissed off, it's like I kind of question your intentions if all you cared about was doing nationals and you just want to be social. The social aspect of powerlifting, I mean that's fine, but I was lifting there. I didn't have Instagram, when I was powerlifting, right? I was doing the big three, and I didn't even there was no affirmation from other people, right? I feel like a lot of people these days do powerlifting because they want to be a part of it. They just want to be a part of the social aspect of it, which is fine, I guess. But at the end of the day, it's like, don't lie to yourself and say that you want to be a serious lifter and you want to compete at the highest level when you clearly don't. And I think this is really going to help people wake up. And it's like, hey, if you want to be here, you got to do what it takes to be here. That's it. There's no half-assing it anymore to kind of get in. Like I said, some people are going to be gifted; they're always going to get in, but it is what it is. National shouldn't be something that you can casually do. What else? Yeah, you're gonna have to start taking things seriously if you want to be here. I always kind of I always want to do the Arnold, so that kind of keeps me honest, and I always have to kind of do my best. The Arnold is really the only meet where I can buckle down and just do everything right and have a great meet and have exponentially better Arnolds than my nationals. Clearly, because I'm working at nationals, not so much focusing on my lifting. But you know, for a lot of you guys, I think making nationals is gonna. It just becomes even more of a special thing. You know what I mean? If only 30 people make the 74 kg class, for example, you're part of the top 30 in the nation that made it. You know what I mean? And I think that's dope. I think it should kind of be that way. I know for 120s, I think I looked. It was only like 15 120s now. If I'm just going off of the people that competed, it would be literally 15 120s that do nationals in the open. And I think that's kind of cool. You know what I mean? In my opinion, it's like you're part of that elite group. Um, I mean, obviously it's a smaller class, so the QT, and we also have the highest total of Raw Nationals was performed by 120. It was Dennis Cornelius. It was not Ray. So that is something to think about. That is gonna if that's gonna screw up the average, and that's gonna eliminate a lot of the lower tier lifters from that. But 120s I feel like have very great potential because they have a lot of room to grow, so they shouldn't have too much of a problem. Might take a couple years. I'm trying to think and see if there's anything that I missed out. Yeah, at the end of the day, guys, it's gonna come down to like, what do you really want, right? Do you want to just go to nationals and see your friends, which is fine. You could do that anyway. You don't even have to lift to do that. Or do you want to have something great be given to you, or do you want to earn it, right? Do you want to work really hard and hit something big? Um, I remember when all I wanted to do was bench 474 in a meet because I wanted to bench three reds and a blue. And then when I finally did it, it was a great feeling. Same thing with squatting 700. Same thing when I eventually pulled 600, 650, all that stuff. I had to work for it. It was not given to me, and that's what made it worth something. When Russ won Worlds, when Hack won Worlds, when fucking any of my lifters that I've been working with, Keiko won nationals. When anyone's working for a long time and we finally get something, folks me up a little bit in a good way. You know what I mean? Gives me a little bit, just like you looking at everything objectively, and you're like, damn it, man, we came so far. We went through so much trials and tribulations. We overcame adversity. We overcame the talk, and we fucking got it done. That's what life is about. That's what it's about, fellas. That's what it's about. Working hard and being part of something great, pushing limits, being better than you were the day before. Just doing your very best, right? To be a part of something that's bigger than yourself. I'm going off on a tangent now, but you guys get what I'm saying. You don't want to be given things in life, and anything, even if it's not powerlifting, right? You don't want to be given shit. You want to work hard, whether it's your fucking degree, whatever it may be in life that it is that you want, right? You gotta work towards it. Shit, I mean, you guys that follow me on stream, you know that me and the boys are grinding for diamond. It took us a little while to get there, but we got it, right? We don't play 10 hours a day. We're not super sweaty people like that. And sweaty is a gamer term, by the way, for those of you know. But we got it, and it actually means something, and we get to say, yeah, I remember when I was diamond. I remember back in 2010 when diamond was the highest rank in StarCraft 2, and I was the highest rank in a game that was incredibly hard, and I felt a way about it. You know what I mean? And many things in life that I've done where I've had to kind of work for it. That's what it's about. That I think gives something meaning. You know, Obviously some people are just going to come in and be up there, and other people are going to have to kind of work for it. But at the end of the day, it is what you want. If you want to be at nationals and you're one of those people that has to put 100 pounds in their total, get your get your shit together. I mean this in the most respectful way possible. Work and get it done, right? And then you'll be there. You can come see me. We'll shake hands, right? Take a picture, right? I might drop a key or two, and then we'll go lift. You know what I'm saying? It is that's all it is, fellas. I hope you guys enjoyed my fucking rant at the end. But seriously, like I said, if you're one of those people that's been lifting before IG, this is not gonna be a problem for you. Anybody that's been seriously lifting for the last 5 years, you're gonna probably you be good. You're probably gonna be up here, and it's not really that big a deal. People that have been they've been taking it serious for many, many, many years, right? There's a lot of you that are new to the sport that I've seen come in, and you haven't put in that time. You haven't earned your stripes. If I didn't get any stronger from back then, I would not qualify for what I need to. I would not hit what I need to hit to qualify, right? But I've gotten much stronger, over time, and I stuck with it. I stuck with the wave as everybody's getting stronger. I've been in the 120s for almost 3 years now, and it's been like the same 10 of us, same 15 of us that all at the top. I fucking know everyone, right? Um, Kind of the same thing with 105s, 93s. We got new faces here and there. But yeah, guys, get out there, handle your business, go to sleep. 70 hours of sleep a week challenge. Get your protein in. Make sure you're eating enough food. Track how much energy you're burning. Get your training done. Put in the time, and we'll check back next year. We'll see how many of you made it. How you guys can look back and be like, damn, I remember when I wasn't even close to this total. Blah 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 blah. Now I'm in there. And that's it, boys and girls. If you got something away from this video, go ahead and drop a like down below. I hope you don't mind these types of videos, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.